Hey yo guys, back for part 3 of Down and Dirty with the Dirty White Boy. Alright, let's get back into it for the third time. Okay, now my next set of questions are from Lightning 116. By the way, he is a very cool guy. Go, if you ever get the chance to talk to him, talk to him. I talk to him all the time on MSN. By the way, people, add my new MSN. It's on my profile. Just add it. I mean, you won't be disappointed when you talk to me. Anyway, his questions are, what was your honest opinion of the direction the Cruiserweight division is going in the WWE after having some great runs during his WCW's reign? Well, pretty much Vince just shat all over it. I mean, he's like, I'm going to take, after the WC bought out WCW, he's like, I'm just going to take those guys and ruin them because I didn't create them. Typical Vince. Thank God he came around and just showcased the hell out of the guys that are missing. I mean, the only guy, honestly, I would like to see back in the Cruiserweight or X Division or whatever, on like the main two companies, is Amazing Red. Red owned. Let's get Red back in there. And his last question is, if you were to name your favorite entrance music, mask, and title belts, what would they be? Okay, my favorite entrance music is either Razor Ramon, Rock, or The Brood. My favorite masks in wrestling are Psychosis had a sweet mask, Rey Mysterio Jr., and what was his name? His mask was attached to his hat and it went through his nose. Forget that guy's name right now, but he's one of my favorites. And title belts, pretty much the old WWF title belt, the old WC title belt that uses the world title, the Intercontinental title belt that like Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart wore, and pretty much all the old WWF title belts because they were just fantastic. And the WCW TV title. It looked cool, but was pointless. Okay, next questions are the realist. I was just wondering if you had any idea if the broadcasters like and stuff, if they knew who was going to win and what was going to happen in the match before it happened. Well, I'm pretty sure they know what's going to happen. Because I think JR is in talent relations and he would have known what would happen. Like, he just has a clue, and they have their stuff written down. They know what's happening. And also wanted to ask you if you think the whole match is planned out move, or do you think that they make up some moves as they go along? I think it's both. I mean, they do have some plans on what they're gonna do, but if like something screws up, they have to keep going as they go along. So it's a bit of both. So thanks for those, the realists. Paul E. Manacle. By the way, thanks for getting my name out there to get a couple more subscribers. I mean, I'm now at 117 subscribers. Never thought I would have got that, ever. But questions, Paul E. Manacle. Who do you think is the greatest real ECW World Heavyweight Champion? I personally think the greatest real ECW World Champion ever was Shane Douglas, because Shane Douglas was the man. I mean, first of all, he created ECW, him being the first ECW World Champion, and he held it more with, he was with the Triad, with Bigelow and stuff, and how he won Bigelow with like a broken bone in his arm, in his elbow. I mean, that's just intense. So Shane Douglas is my answer to that question. Like Taz and stuff, but Douglas. Next question is, what is your all-time favorite promo in any promotion? My favorite promo in any promotion, well, it's not really a promo, it's just The Undertaker at Royal Rumble 9 when he's like, soon all mankind will witness the rebirth of The Undertaker. That's my favorite promo. Question 3. Who do you think was the all-time biggest flop in professional wrestling after getting a big hype coming in? Personally, I think it's Ahmed Johnson. Like, they built him up so much and he just fell on his face. Or the Shockmaster. Get much hype, but he just fell on his face literally and lost his gimmick in 2 seconds. Question 4. Who do you think are the 5 greatest women's wrestlers ever and why? Okay, 5 greatest ever are Trish Stratus, because she was the best woman wrestler WWE ever had to now. Lita. I think Lita was a bit better because Lita was wrestling that shit is like religion. But number 3, I'd say Sherry Martel, because she was damn good promo and vicious. I mean, she could beat up most men in wrestling. Number 2, Wendy Richter, because she was just pretty hot and damn good in the ring. Number 1, a Fabulous Moolah, because she held the women's title for like 40 years, so right there. Number 5, what was the greatest match in WCW history and ECW history? The greatest match in WCW history is Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero at Halloween Havoc 98. And ECW history, its greatest match, I would say the triple threat between Funk, Douglas, and Sabu. That's why. Those are the matches. So thanks for those, Paulie Manical. Angle versus HBK. Okay. Why do you think using P.D. Williams? I think they don't have enough time to use P.D. Williams. What would P.D. be doing? I mean, P.D. should go for an X Division title, but they have too many top contenders. That's why. They don't have enough time to use him. And who do you prefer, Batista or John Cena? I prefer neither of them. Can't get into either of them. Number 3, do you think Chavo Guerrero will go to TNA? No, because he openly said that he will sign with WWE, because the money's there and he's got to support his family. I mean, Hector's there, which was a good thing for us hoping that, but Chavo would never go there. Oh crap, there's 2 other questions from Lightning 116. WWE and TNA has too many pay-per-views and very little time to build up to them. He says to get rid of them, but I say, if you were to keep any PPV for WWE, which ones would it be and why? I'd keep for sure SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Judgment Day, Bad Blood. Like those ones, I would get rid of at least 2. And do you see another click in the making after the recent firing of Ariel? The unfair firing of Ariel, I might add. I would say there is one, but it's pretty much the top guy. Vince, Triple H, and maybe Batista's in there. I don't know. That's the click I see. Alright, Chris A, 72. What was the best opener from the WWF from the 90s? The best opener from the WWF in the 90s was Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. That match was fantastic. In a pretty lackluster Mania, great opening match, and other match by Bret Hart. But anyway, that's the best opener. Question 2 from Chris A. Who's left for Cena to face? And does anybody care? I know there's Snitsky left for him to face, and I don't think anyone cares, because we just either know he's going to go through him or lose the title and win it back within 2 months. That's all we know. And if they make Snitsky champion, that's bullshit. Do you think Kane will win the world once more before his career is done? Nope. Don't see Kane ever doing that. Just don't. Kane is in the wrong spot. He'll probably retire next year or at least in 2 years. CoolCat572. So thanks for those, Chris 72. CoolCat572. How long do you think MVP will hold the U.S. title, and what do you think the title reign will be like? I think it'll be a good title reign. He'll probably hold the belt for maybe as long as Benoit, because I don't see anyone. Or he would lose it at SummerSlam. SummerSlam's the only place I see people losing their belts. CoolCat572 says he's a John Cena fan because he can do some incredible things in the ring. Like the time he FU'd Big Show and gave Edge an FU off the ladder through 2 tables, but he needs to lose the title. People who are actually okay with WWE being scripted are starting to state their mind like me. And his question is, after all that, when, how, and who will John Cena lose the title to? He'll probably lose it to Snitsky or Khali at One Night Stand. Don't see that really happening though, but I don't care. That's how he'll probably get screwed or something. And that's when I say that. That's okay. What do you think the reason will be for Chris Benoit coming to Raw when he does? I think he's in the draft lottery. That's why. That's how I think he's going to get there. And what are your top 3 favorite specialty matches? Ladder match, cage match, and battle royal. So, alright, join me for the last set of questions on part 4.